Yo, 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 what's going on to all my video game peeps? It's your favorite Stone Gamer, your boy Big V, and I'm here with another episode of my show, Games and Strands. And today we got a returning special guest. If you've been tapped in with the show, you know I covered the game, The Gunk, and I'm here with the guy who did the score for the Gunk, my guy Ratvader. You already know who it is, man. Straight, you know what I mean? Straight from across the pond, my guy right here. We was just talking off air, you know what I mean? Some little in-depth talk. But yo, we here to talk about the new game that he's involved in. If you don't know, we're gonna talk about Ultros, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 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 yes. What's going on, my guy? How are you doing today, man?
I went from the gunk to Ultros, whatever that means, and across the
Uh,
pond. That's what's going on. No, I'm like,
mhm.
I'm so good seeing your face again, man. Like, how you been?
Man, I'm great, just living life, doing music, things that we already talked about off air. Same things we talked about from the last time, man. Just
Yes.
progressing and, just keeping the faith and the good fight and all that. How's the weather out there in Switzerland, man?
It's not Switzerland, it's Sweden though.
Sweden,
But
pardon
yeah,
me,
that's all.
pardon me.
No, but that's always the mix up. No, Sweden right
Mhm.
now, it's windy as hell today.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the cliche. It's a cliche Swedish idea where it's like it's summer, but then in reality it's like spring, sort of raining, and now everyone's unhappy, starting booking flights towards Southern Europe. But
Okay.
no, otherwise it's good. You can tell people are getting on vacation. Actually, the city today was a little bit, not as much people, so it's all good. It's all
Now,
good.
now out there, do y'all have, because I'm not familiar, do y'all have a lot of beaches out there?
I mean, so yes, there are like a lot of lakes, especially in Sweden,
Okay.
a lot of lakes. And then obviously I live on the west coast, where like close to Norway, Denmark. So we have a coastline that's amazing. Some of it, parts of it is rocky, so it's like very rock formation, super cool, like super space weird vibe over there. I actually went to some of those places while doing ultras just to explore that thing and like try to find vibes. But then obviously there are beaches as well. So, but yeah, you also need to be, liking the idea of not bathing into warm water. but but if you're up to that, it's all good.
Okay. So, you know, we talked about you last time. Like I said, you did the score for the Gunk. We had you on one of my favorite games that was on the Xbox platform that I played. Such a great game. And shortly after that, you told me you was working on something that was very top secret. We couldn't really get into it how we wanted to get into it. And you started, sending me little screenshots here and there of what it was going to be. And I still did not know what it was going to be. Fast forward, Ultros comes out. I see that you and my guy Nicholas, who's also, if y'all don't know, he was also on my show some years back. I had a great interview with him. Check it out; it's on the channel. Nicholas was also behind Hotline Miami 1 and 2, classic games, man. We talked about that on the show. So, how did you and I know y'all are friends, but this game Ultros is so different from any fucking thing that I ever played.
Yeah.
Like how like let's start from the beginning. Where did the name come from?
I mean,
Ultros.
that I was not a part of that. That's Niklas'
Okay.
brain there, so I'm not sure
Okay.
exactly. I mean, obviously the Final Fantasy references are there,
Okay.
but I don't know exactly how that plays out or
Okay.
what it's about. But yeah, yeah, yeah. It was actually the thing that I thought, we thought that would change during the process. Like, okay, we're gonna get the name later, but then yeah, it stick the whole way. So
Okay. So with this game, it's so colorful, so bright, so vibrant. How long did it take in totality for y'all? Let me start from the beginning. What made Nicholas tap you and say, "Hey, man, you gotta score this insane game that I'm working on. I don't know where it's going, but I need you a part of that." What is that conversation like, man?
no, because I think that seriously, I think I've said it before when talking to people about it, but like because Nicholas and I have worked on previous games, we've also
Okay.
worked on music together,
Right.
and so that like there's this concept in Ultros for those who haven't played, like of a non-violence versus a violence aspect. So it's like And that aspect, sort of like I was out traveling, recording sounds in Asia, India, and Thailand, and then there was this thing of himsa, ahimsa. I don't know if you
Him, sir.
stumbled across that in the
I'm,
game. Yeah.
I'm actually right. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna get into that a little later, but finish. Oh my God.
Okay, yeah. So the thing was that I mean, I can't take credit for anything really, but I stumbled across that thing and I brought that back, and me and Niklas was discussing that a lot, himsa, himsa, and we did an album called Samban together
Okay.
that is out on Spotify for anyone to listen. And on that, we have I can't remember the song titles, but already the discussion about that concept about violence versus non-violence, and that was like before the game even started. So I don't know, that's like 8 years ago or something like that. And then sort of through those conversations, Niklas started poking around with the idea that was Ultros. And so we were sort of already on that idea actually, because we had already worked on the music. So that was like sort of just, like going into that thing sort of. And then obviously, like, I mean, I was there when he drew the first lines of the game, whatever. And we started sketching real early, what the sonic vibe would be. And the thing was that, I mean, when we were talking about the gunk, I was working on Ultras already. And that's why
Okay.
the amazing cello player Björn Risberg is part of both gunk and Ultras. So I was sort of like going back and forth a little bit with those things. So yeah, so that's the story basically.
So when you're capturing these sounds, are you are you just out on about like at the marketplace, so you may hear something and you just, oh, let me record it, or do you just make a mental note, then go in the studio and try to remake what you've heard? What is that about?
I think it's a combination of both. Like you're being a
Okay.
creative as well. You know how that process is, where it's like the ideas comes from fucking everywhere, sort of.
Yeah, yeah.
But with Ultra, it was best both because I don't know if you know, but I traveled to Peru to record
Mm-hmm.
sounds,
Mm-hmm.
and so I mean that was one part of it where it was sort of like okay, this is a intuition. I have to go and very like planned kind of thing. But then
Okay.
obviously there were a lot of sounds and recordings that happened like naturally, just by being out exploring the world, or it was recordings that had been done in the past, sort of. So it's a blend of all of those together. Like sometimes, just creativity comes, sometimes you kind of provoke it, or, all of that stuff. Like inspiration seldom generates action, action always generates inspiration.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So does Nick say, tell you the type of tone he's going for? We need a darker tone, or we need a lighter tone. We need a tone for when you beat the final boss or things like that. Um, how does he relate to you, exactly what he needs from you for the score?
So the thing is, like, I think that the privilege of working with people that you sort of know and that you vibe with. So, I mean, obviously, you know it with like producers, other rappers, or whatever.
Right,
Like
right,
when you
right,
have that vibe and you get that spiritual connection or whatever, that makes it easy, right? So obviously, in terms of this game, like I feel a lot of trust. So there were
right.
obviously discussions going on, but at the same time, I had like big flexibility. Maybe in the beginning you were bouncing things a little bit more, like trying to find the vibe, and then it could be a little bit more, I don't know, like blah blah. But then later on, it would be more natural and just smooth, sort of. And I must say, specifically with Ultras and talking about games in general, like, with the first sketch we did for the whole fucking thing in the beginning was so sort of like, that put the foundation. And I would say I'm sort of most proud of that because that foundation is exactly what it is today. Like, so that what we nailed down in the beginning is the red thread that goes through the whole thing. So in that sense, like that's worth it from a game developer's perspective, where it's like if you do that in the beginning, you're rewarded with being able to know exactly where you want to go. So we didn't really need to reinvent, that thing, if that makes sense. Or yeah, that makes sense, or was it?
No,
Yeah.
that makes sense
Yeah.
to me. That makes sense to me because again, y'all have worked together in the past, so y'all kind of know each other. Y'all got the chemistry and everything, which is so important when you're working so closely on with something like this.
Yeah.
Um, Tell me, with this game, I've seen a lot of people ask me because I recently did a giveaway for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave away a copy some of the PlayStation copies and the PC that you gave me. A lot of people were asking me why wasn't the game on Xbox? And I
I
was
mean,
thinking it was probably something, business wise or something that way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm blessed with not having to be involved in the business aspect of this game. So, yeah, we would have to ask someone else about that. But yeah.
So with Ultros, who was it Nicholas' idea for it to be a platformer game?
I mean, there. I mean, so obviously there's a team behind this game, right?
Of
So
course.
it's this starting point was me, Niklas, and a guy called Morten
Mhm.
Bryggeman, and then we got in a guy called Hugo and Pelle. So I think that I was never part of that. You know, specifically what it needed to be. Like the Sonic universe was my sort of end of it, and the only thing I sort of cared of. And I mean, obviously I was in part of discussions everywhere. So no, I don't know exactly who took that decision or how that got formed, really, but. Yeah, I just make the blips and blops for whatever they do.
Who what was some of your like your inspiration compared to the inspiration that you had behind the Gunk and Ultros? Were the inspirations behind the music different for you? Or was it kind of like, the same thing? Because I know with both of these, they have the soundtrack is first of all, it's fucking beautiful. It's so subtle and it can be intense in moments, but it's not like like a hero intense type of scene and sound. It's almost like a a subtle old school, oh shit, something is about to happen. Or I know I'm supposed to do something else here, or that music wouldn't have came on. What am I supposed to be doing? So like um yeah, like how did you have to basically differentiate what you made from the gunk for Ultros?
No, because I think the funny thing, like, because yeah, we obviously people, if they are curious about the gunk, they should listen to the talk we had about that.
Yes.
But but the thing is that so ironically, for those who haven't played the gunk is sort of like about saving a planet
Right.
that's been corrupted by gunk, goo, whatever, some kind of toxic thing. And for me, I think we talked about it like portation of like oil, maybe making it simpler or whatever. And the thing was that with the gunk, with the himsa, it sort of ties into that thing a little bit, where it's like okay, violence versus non-violence, because you could sort of like get a resemblance from both of those. And I mean, they're made in the same city, people know each other, so I was a little bit like, oh, there's more to the connection here than what people might think. And I must say, like for you, like this will be the spoiler that no one knows, like because I knew that I was doing both at the same time. So the end song of the gunk, the absolute end song you hear, there's this melody, that's the arpeggio of the lead theme of Ultros. So I sort of like snuck that in there. Like, so if you, I don't know, I don't think anyone will have picked up on this, so it's probably bullshit. But anyways, like, so if you play if you finish the gunk, I sort of set that up into what will come within the next game I'm doing. It's totally stupid. I don't know why I did it, but
Um,
yeah, because I wanted to connect them somehow. So yeah, then with Sonic, I mean, obviously, I think they are very different. Like, obviously, I've been working with different musicians. There are different palettes, and as you said, it's like the intent of the songs are very different because the games differ. But yeah, in terms of like some kind of spiritual, what is it about? I think both of them are super related. And then obviously, I need to service whatever the game is, sort of. So yeah, there's a connectiveness there. But also the thing was, I'm rambling now, but like, I mean, I was obviously starting working with Björn Risberg, the amazing cello player, before I started on the gunk. And
okay.
then I wrote the first piece for Ultros, like the OG Saint, the first song that's ever in there. That is like a sketch I did with this amazing cello player Björn in my old studio just here. And then I was like, wow, there's something here. Started working on the gunk, doing that with him, strengthening our bond while I was working on Ultros, and then overlapping into finishing Ultros with him as well. So obviously they are tied together somehow. Yeah.
So was it basically the same amount of people that had to be tapped for the gunk? Did they have to be like the same amount of people? Did they have to be tapped for this helping you make Ultros?
In terms of team or
In terms
just
of
like
team, yeah, like all the musicians together. Yeah.
so both yes and no. Like I mean, the team for the gunk was a big one. Like
Of course,
that
of
was
course.
a big team. But for Ultros, it was more of an indie whatever thing. But
Okay.
in terms of musicians, I would say I actually use more musicians on Ultros than I did in the Gunk. Like Ultros has a lot of flute, bass, clarinet, viola, violin, drums, vocalist, another violin player. So there were a lot of musicians, but then on the Gunk was more focused on the violin, viola, and the cello. So it was a little bit of both, I would say. But yeah, Ultra sort of expanded maybe because the world, obviously, if you play the game, it's such
Right.
more like it's totally like you can't compare those two. So
Yeah.
then obviously there was so much more I could sort of explore in that sense.
Let's talk about the game, man. Like I am fucking stuck on this hemp support. I met this fucking boss who has like these clamps, like crab clamps, and I cannot get behind them to attack them how I want to. I've been stuck for like a week now, and I'm so pissed right now, man. Like I'm so pissed off because I'm trying everything. I'm dodging whatever he's throwing at me. I'm hitting him, but his guard is still up. And every now and then I can slip behind him and I bash him when I press the triangle, then he fucking falls on me and drains all of my energy. And I'm trying to hop over him. I don't know what is going on. Like, obviously you've played this game, right? How frustrating was this part for you when you got to said part, or was it just easy for you?
No, no, I know exactly which one you mean. Yeah, no, that one is tricky. I mean, there obviously there's a weak spot. So do you want me to
Right.
spoil it for you, or
No, no, don't
no?
spoil it
Okay,
for me
okay.
because I want to try to figure it out, but I'm trying not to look on YouTube and find any spoilers because I'm like, it's got to be something that I'm not doing. I get behind him, whack him a few times. He comes to fall back on
Yeah,
me. I've tried to slide. Maybe I'm sliding too late, but by the time I try to slide, he's falling on me. Then I'm trying to eat my plants to get my
yeah,
energy back
yeah,
up.
yeah.
He's waking up, and then by the time he wakes up, he's killing me again. So
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know.
shooting the big ball.
Those
Yeah,
big, yeah. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah,
Oh my god, man. I'm
yeah.
so frustrated right now,
you
man.
know, but that's the thing. I mean, I can't spoil too much, but I mean, there are two ways I would say.
Okay.
Like you could obvious, yeah, I didn't. Yeah. No, so yeah, I mean, there is you can give love to this thing, and it would be one thing, or you need to sort of like work on your charging attacks. I would say that would probably help you a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, but
Okay.
obviously it's always funny playing your own game or whatever because in the beginning you're like, what is going on? But then
Yeah.
after a while, you just go, I can play any boss without one hit, just give it to me. I will fix it. Because when you play it and you need to try all the sound effects, doing it over and
Yeah.
over and over, you're
Yeah.
like, you need to figure it all out and try all aspects of it. So yeah, it's fun.
Everything about this game is dope. The sound is dope. The bosses are dope. I love the combat. I love how y'all made the save stations where you hop in a little pod and get sleep. I think that was so creative, man. Like I just think is fire. Um, I'm having a lot of fun just getting lost in the game.
So
um
nice.
I went and I was trying to, because you can view it on the world map and you can, follow to where different things are, the and different like the motherhood and things like you can just follow where different things are. But I'm finding it so dope when I go off the map and just find things that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not that great at platformers, but I swear I'm so enjoying this, man. Um, just the depth that I didn't expect it to have, to be honest. It's so deeper than what I thought. The dialogue and it has me so tied in because I want to see where this story is going.
Mm-mm.
I recently met the gardener and things like that, man. And
Dude,
um
best fucking character in the game.
I'm loving him. I'm loving him, man. I'm like I said, I'm so engrossed in the story and the combat and the sound. And I never play this game without my headphones. It's so fucking cool in the headphones, man. Oh my
Thanks, dude.
God, it sounds so great. Um, I just had to have you on here or someone that represents this game to give you y'all flowers for this fucking masterpiece. I love it. I want it to do as well as it needs to do, man, because we need more games that are dope on a smaller scale, versus, in my opinion, these 30 to 50, 60 hour games. I have no problem with them, but we need more dope games that can go 15, 20, 10 to
Mm.
12
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. I agree.
and just tell a good story in the process. I don't think we have
Yeah.
enough of those in this climate today.
No.
Um, I'm super proud of you guys, man. I'm super proud to just know you guys. Um, and every time I play the game, I just think about the first time I interviewed you and Nicholas, and I just think about how, you was telling me about how y'all was working on something, but you couldn't talk about it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and just to see it come to light now,
yeah.
man, you guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are
So
awesome.
the Stone Gamer approved.
Yes, it's definitely Stone Gamer approved. I promise you, it's definitely the Stone Gamer approved, man. Um,
No, we have to give shout out to all of them. I mean, obviously, Pell
yeah,
Chandler writing the script, and I mean,
yeah,
Martin and Hugo working on. I mean, there is one aspect I think that you haven't explored as much with that because you just met Gardner, and he's going to
right.
teach you a lot about obviously the gardening part. And yeah, I mean, without spoiling too much, that world, wow, like there is untapped potential in how much that could dive you down through a rabbit hole for sure. It's actually you're going to be amazed. Like, yeah, if you like that kind of stuff, there is so much possibilities within the gardening aspect of the game. That's just like, wow, Hugo, this guy who did it, like outdid himself. Like, it's
Yeah,
real.
yeah. I love it. I love the different abilities that you have from the double jump to the thing it's not like a grapple, but it's something that
No,
you
it's like the
carry.
pod. Yeah, yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
I really love just the little things about this game. I love the
Because that's the thing that will expand fast with the pod and the gardening aspect. Like, you love that stuff. So
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm I'm loving the prairieing, how you the text. I love all of it, man. It's just so dope, man. Every the people that I did the giveaway for, they hit me back and was like, "Yo, dude, I had no clue about this game. This game is awesome."
Nice.
So that made me feel great that I could, put a couple of people onto it. And
That's so nice. Thank you also for
yeah,
doing it.
of course, man. And I just wanted to have you guys, at least you on here. Hopefully, I can get to talk to Nicholas soon and just salute y'all, man. Again, on the job well done, man. From beginning to end, uh, sound, art direction, combat. The story is I can't wait to see how where this goes. Um, this is another one of my sleeper games that really caught me by surprise, like the gunk. Like I knew it was going to be awesome, but I didn't know it was going to be this, man.
I love it. Thank you. So I think that the interesting question would be like how to get out more of these games, as you said, like with the ballpark of the hours, like and just like I'm so curious about like that. Maybe that world is out there, just that you don't find them too well. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. We need more, man. We need more.
Yeah.
What are you working on next, man? We got a few more minutes. What are you working on
Yeah.
next?
No, I saw like I must say like because it was such a long 6 years working on this like and obviously gunk in between and I did another game called Populous Run and it's like so I've been doing so much game so now I'm actually finishing my own stuff, man. I have a new album dropping in like 1.5 months, 2 months.
Okay.
uh, I have like three stacked albums I'm working on at the same time. Like hopefully we will see how it goes. Like I don't want to promise anything, but I have so much music for this Gardner character because I just loved him so much. So if it's possible, I would try to finish some of those. So yeah, trying to take care of myself and finishing all those projects that you didn't have time to do. You know how it is, right? All those
I
songs laying around that just
yes.
screaming for attention, right?
I know it all too well, man. I
And
know
what
it
about
all.
you? What are you cooking? What's next?
I will be in New Orleans on the 4th of July this year, doing a show.
So nice.
Doing some shows up and down the
Flying
East
in,
Coast.
flying in.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And doing some shows up and down the East Coast too in August. So I'm excited about that, man.
So
I'm
cool.
excited about that, man.
Glad to
La-
hear.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will be leaving the link to my guy Ratvader's music here at the bottom on the Spotify tip. You know what I mean? Once again, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate you
Thanks for having me,
so
man.
much. I mean,
You
y'all
too, man.
go play Ultros, you know what I mean? And as usual, y'all stay safe and stay gaming, man.